News on Night Talk, 10 p.m. Eastern. And boy, these two like to eat. Right, boys? Well, here's something to review right from your house. Eat24. That's right, Eat24.com. With over 25,000 restaurants for you to choose from when you're hungry. Many in your area. So review that, boys. Eat24.com. Click, order, and eat. Eat24.com.
Commercial real estate and small and medium business growth is driving our economic recovery. But it can be difficult to get commercial and small business loans in the middle of a credit crunch. No matter how excellent your credit score, many banks simply aren't offering commercial and small business loans. Where can you turn to in this troubled economic climate? At ERS Nationwide, we understand your struggle. That's why we provide you access to a wide range of commercial and small business loans throughout the United States, and in some cases internationally. You can trust in ERS Nationwide to help you obtain the small, commercial, and small business loans you need. You go to nationwideloansnow.com. All
right, welcome back to the show. A lot of fun stuff happening up. Next hour, we will have Jared Hepler and Lewis Carter. Jared Hepler, of course, is the promoter and the man behind the magic. Chasm Elite's event this weekend, Texas Battlefields. 6 MMA fights at the Bell County Expo Center. You can go to Chasm Elite here on Facebook or chasmelite.com and get your tickets. There'll be links to get tickets. Come see me ring announce. That'd be kind of cool. Also joining him is main event fighter Lewis Carter, and also another one of the fighters for the weekend, Joshua Easterly, who I've seen fight before. And he looks in great shape. He's dropping down a weight class, but they'll be in next hour. Let's talk about these football playoffs. Now, I had a whole thing about it last week. And
you drank them all.
Drank them all.
So Danielle said to drink one of those.
Great. Well, Patrick Danger Davis joining me live in studio. What do you think about this whole college football playoff thing?
Well, I don't watch a whole lot of college football as a whole, but kind of we were talking about it off air. The thing that does confuse me, and I know you were talking about it, is how you have like Florida State. They're still unbeaten, correct? I mean, I would personally. Well,
let's go look.
And like I know, like last week you were talking about Marshall. Especially like Marshall, an undefeated team, why they're not even ranked.
They're not ranked in they're not ranked high enough to be considered as part of the playoff, and they're a Division I team. So why are they left out?
Yeah,
I thought this was a playoff. I thought we were supposed to play the game and figure out who's number one.
But I mean, like, well, then I guess if you're talking about like powerhouses and stuff like that of teams that can actually be ranked, why isn't Florida State ranked number one? They haven't lost a game yet.
Yeah, they're ranked number 2, actually.
Yeah, behind Bama, and Bama's only lost one game, right?
Actually, let's take a look at this. Let's see here. Let me find out where the football playoff stuff is. I got to go in here. Scores, rankings. Going to ESPN.com. The playoff rankings have number 1 Alabama 11-1, Oregon 11-1. Number 2, number 3, TCU at 10-1, and number 4, Florida State at 12-0. Their argument is that TCU will probably win the Big 12. And the Big 12 apparently is a better conference than the Big East or the ACC. ACC, Atlantic Coast Conference, Florida State plays in. Oregon, of course, is in the Pac-12. And then Alabama is in the SEC. Now left out in the cold, Big Ten's Ohio State at 11-1. Baylor out of the Big 12, 10-1. Arizona out of the Pac-12, 10-2. And Michigan State, 10-2. But here's where it gets screwy. There's nobody past 9 with less than 2 losses. Then I go down to the USA Today poll. I don't even see him in the USA Today poll.
Marshall's 11-1.
Marshall is 11-1, which means they should, following the logic of how stupid this is, be ranked either 6th or 7th. And now, a comment Nate made right before he went off the air, and he had to leave. He's got some business to attend to tomorrow, so he couldn't stick around. But when he left, he said, "They finally give us what we want, and we're still complaining." Well, here's the deal. You didn't give us what we want. You didn't give us what we want. We wanted a playoff. A playoff means is that you have a bunch of teams in the beginning, and then when those teams, I'll put in a bracket, and then from the bracket, you play the game on the field. And then at the end of the day, whoever wins advances. And that when it's all done, and you have the final two teams that have went through the playoff, that's when you have a champion, because not only did they go through the regular season with a winning record to get ranked high enough to get into a 32-team playoff, but they also survived the playoffs. What we have now is not a playoff. I'm sorry. Do you agree?
I agree. Like I said, I don't really watch all that much NCAA football, but I mean, yeah, I agree. It should be a playoff. It should be played on the field. I don't think there need to be like people. I guess because isn't that how they do it? They have people outside that do a poll as to what the ranking is.
Well, yeah, the sports writers, and coaches, and a computer with power, with strength of schedule. They put a bunch of formulas in this computer.
I think that if you go out there, you play hard, you play some football. At the end of the day, if you win, you win. If you lose, well, better luck next time. You lost. Plain and simple. If
anybody out there has any insight or would like to comment on this, you can call us at 1-866-225-5401 or tweet me at Armed Radio 1, but make sure you hashtag it Armed Radio. So we get the tweet. If anybody has any insight on this, I mean, what do you think? It's a listening audience. I know you're out there listening. All I've been hearing through all week with the prognosticators is now with this new playoff, now they're arguing who should be the top 4 teams. So now the argument is just expanded, really. Now it's not just who's the top 2 teams. Now it's who's the top 4 teams. And now you got people left out. Because if I'm Baylor, I'm pissed. If I'm Florida State 4th,
yeah, that
would mean if somehow Baylor wins the Big 12, and say Florida State loses the SEC championship or the ACC championship, if they even have one, but say something happens, now they're both at 1 loss, they could get bumped out.
Yeah, that's stupid.
It's very stupid.
I'm just like going off limbs here with everything I say because I don't know crap.
You're not a big college football fan?
I mean, I watch it, but I mean, as far as the way they do any type of
stupid.
Ranking, yeah, any
it's
type
stupid.
of that. Just,
I mean, you go into Division II, they got a what? A playoff. You go into Division III, they got what?
The playoff.
Division I college football is the only major sport, the only major league the watch sport that there's no playoff. They do it by popularity contest.
Yeah, that's stupid. And I'm assuming that's why Alabama is ranked number 1, because it basically is a popularity contest.
Exactly. And it's like, well, if so-and-so played so-and-so, that's why so-and-so. It's all speculation.
Yeah.
Nothing's played on the field. And I've said it before, and I'm going to keep preaching it. 32-team playoff. Well, that's too many, Mike. That's 4 extra weeks of football. Yeah, it's the whole month of December.
Who gives a crap if you get 4 extra?
That's 14 games. That's a 14-game season. Oh, but some leagues have league championships and others don't. So what? So what? Rank the 32 teams. Rank them. Obviously, all the division leaders or all the conference leaders, they're automatically in. So that's what, 8 conferences, 10 conferences? How many conferences are there?
Beats me.
Major conferences. Well, let's look.
To the interwebs.
To the interwebs. Let's see. You've got the American Conference, the Atlantic Coast Conference, the Big 12, the Big 10, the Pac-12, and the SEC. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 7. 7 major conferences. Well, no, there's more than that because they got Mountain West and all this other stuff. Find all the conferences.
Let's see.
My computer's acting silly. I got all this
How many
stuff running
conferences in
in Division I NCAA football. How many conferences are there? I mean, there's enough conferences. I know there's not 32 major conferences. I know there's not. There's maybe 12, maybe 11.
All right.
Let's see. You got the Big 12, the Big 10, the Pac-12, the SEC, ACC, Mountain West, Sun Belt.
All right.
That's 7.
Football's the subdivision. You've got the American, ACC, the Big 10, the Big 12.
Well, yeah, that's but they don't have the Sun Belt. They don't have the AC. They don't have Mountain West.
Well, no, it's showing Sun Belt, SEC, Pac-12, Mountain West.
Okay, count them up. How many is there?
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
See, this can be done.
8,
This can be
9,
done with a little
10.
bit of this can be done with some
11.
There's 11. Okay, so 32 minus 11 is 21. So you got 21 other teams out there minus the conference winners. So 11, you're in. Now you've got all those 11 conferences. You can't tell me out of 11 conferences and the independents that you can't fill 32 teams with 500 or better. With 10 and 2, 20, 10 and 3 record. I mean, on the top 25, there isn't a team in there with less than more than 3 losses. Mm-hmm. If you keep going, you got Marshall's not even in the top 25. They're undefeated.
No, well,
or they've got one loss.
One loss, yeah.
So how many more are like that? How many more down the road are like that? That can fill a 32-team bracket. Seed it like basketball, and then you can do it one of 2 ways. Those 4 weekends, those games. Of course, the first weekend, 32, was it? It'd be 32 to 16 to 8 to 4 to 2. So 32 to 16, 1, 2, 4 weekends. Then you play the national championship when you play the Super Bowl in February or January or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. So the kids can go home for break or do their homework or whatever the crap it is that people are saying they're doing.
Please, they're not doing their homework.
Come on now.
Come on now. You and I both know they're not
they're
doing
their
homework.
studies and stuff that whole month of December. God, it's so freaking stupid. I mean, I just, so it irritates me because, college football is so much fun to watch. And there are so many opportunities to have great stories. Brigham Young getting in a 32-team playoff, and making it all the way. The 32-game play. No, wait a minute. It's 32 games, 16 games, 8 games, 4 games.
You're losing me with all
I had to
these
figure it
numbers.
out. It's 4 extra weeks.
Yeah. And I mean, what college football fan would complain about 4 extra weeks of football? Come on now.
4 extra weeks of football. Well, college football through December, which we don't have.
Yeah.
Because they don't play again until January, except unless they're playing in the Meineke Car Care Hubcap Bowl. the Trojan Condom Bowl. with all of 5,000 people watching it because nobody goes to those stupid-ass bowl games anyway unless it's a big one like the Rose Bowl or the Fiesta Bowl or the Sugar Bowl or Cotton Bowl. Mm-hmm. Bowls that mean something.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. I get worked up about it, but it's so simple, and they just make it so